Hello everybody, welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator video. Today we are in the Airbus A350-900 as Edelweiss, or Edelweiss, however you pronounce it. Now, this airline just recently got this aircraft not too long ago, so we're going to do a real-world flight from Zurich down south to Ibiza. This is a real-world flight that this aircraft with this airline does, so it's going to be pretty interesting. Flown this aircraft a few times. Last time I flew this aircraft was probably like a month ago, so like the last video with the A320, this is another video that you're going to see how I do with this aircraft after not flying it for a while. But we're going to hop in the flight deck here, boot up the APU, we're loaded, everyone's on board, and we're going to get on out of here. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Alright, so we're in the flight deck here. Right now, we got everything set up. That I'm aware of, everything's ready to go. Our FMC, or MICDO, whatever you want to call it, in the Airbus aircraft. I only have it there for some reason. Oh, there we go. So if we go to our flight plan page, we can see here, here's our flight plan. All going through, pretty simple flight. Our fuel and load page. And then our back to our performance. I always keep the flight plan on the second one. So that's all we got there. And yeah, that's all looking good. Aircraft, we got about 38.8 thousand pounds of fuel with 417.6 pounds takeoff weight or ground weight. We're gonna start up the APU here and get ready for pushback. We'll take a look up top here, and everything's looking good that I'm aware of. Yeah, everything's looking good. We're gonna hit the master switch and then come back down here and watch to say this is open. The flap is open. And then we'll start that APU there. Alright, flap is open. We can now look back up top. And we will now start the APU. And watch the APU start up. And then we'll disconnect from ground power. Alright, as the APU is still about to almost be full on started, take a look here. Now, this aircraft, since the last time I flew it, there has been a lot of updates in this aircraft, like even like engine covers, stairs, all that type of stuff. So there's a lot of updates on this aircraft. I'm planning to have to still learn a little bit or read and watch stuff about the aircraft, but otherwise how I last flew it's flying the same way. It's all integrated with SimBrief, and if you want you can choose GSX, but I've turned that off because I don't really use GSX for having everything set. And there's always auto saving, perfect timing. There's always auto saving with this aircraft too, which is pretty cool. If we take a look over at our main screen, APU gen is running, that's checked, APU is all good. So now we'll just head back up top here and turn the ground power off now because APU is running. Turn on the APU bleed, APU gen is on. Anything that's not with a light on means it's on. So that's all good. We'll now make sure everything looks good there, so that's good. And we'll get our exterior power now gone. So we'll take the GPU away. And then we also want to make sure that our parking brake is set, which is right there, on. So that's good, we can remove the chalk. We'll close the boarding door, because we got our list of everything that we need. So, doors closed. Now, to arm the doors, where do I do that? Toggle slide arming. We'll toggle the armed doors here soon. We're just going to get the jet bridge away, and then we'll arm the doors. Alright, jet bridge is gone, doors are closed. We'll arm our doors here. Now blue means armed, so now they're all locked and armed, so all good there. All ground equipment and everything removed, doors locked and armed, so that's looking good. Load sheet, here's our load sheet, about 293 passengers on the flight from Zurich to Ibiza. That's all looking good there. We'll keep on our ground page here. Everything looks good there. We'll then take a look up top here. APU's running, APU gen's on. We'll throw our beacon light on. Lights and everything are looking good. So we're pretty much ready for pushback here. We even have the little like screen here to look at the diagram of the airport, which is pretty cool. We're gonna get pushback here and get ready to taxi to runway 32. All right, pushback tug connected, and we're now gonna release the parking brake. And now we'll push back the aircraft. Here we go, aircraft pushing. We'll take a look up top here, make sure everything looks good. APU bleed is on, beacon light is on, seatbelt sign. All up top is looking good. We will now start engine number 1. We'll switch our switch over, and then engine 1. Also go down to our engine thing here and get engine 1 started up. And now we will start engine number 2. Get engine 2 started. Those beautiful sounds.
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Parking brake set, and we'll let them know that we have a good engine start. And then we just have a slight taxi up here, and we're at the runway. Alright, as we are getting the gear unlocked and everything, let's do some checks here. Autopilot set, engine started. That all looks good. Once the pushback tug leaves, then we'll turn the APU off just so we have our engines for sure started. Everything is set. There we go. We're gonna go flaps 1. Hand signal received. Flaps are set at 1. Checked on there. We'll now head up top here, turn that APU bleed off and APU switch off. And then we'll turn our taxi light on. Taxi. And then we'll do a flight control test here. Okay, flight control test. Left aileron. Right aileron. Elevator down. Elevator up. And left rudder. Right rudder. Alright. Controls are free. Go back to the APU page so we can see that the APU is starting to shut down, which it is. Cabin is about to be ready. Ground spoilers arm. And auto brakes, RTO. And cabin will get a chime, I'm pretty sure, when they're ready. I would hope so. Otherwise, we can release the parking brake and get on out of here. Just a little bit of a taxi to the forward here, and then a little bit to the left there. Very behemoth of an aircraft, but fun to fly. We'll see how good my landing is this time. Now, my landings aren't the best. They're okay, but we'll see how they are for today. This is my first flight in this aircraft after a month of not flying it, so we'll see what the landing's like in Ibiza. I've never flown Ibiza either, so this will be something new, but it'll be fun at the same time. All right, we'll just hold short here. All right, cabin is ready finally. We'll just set a takeoff config, which should give us a normal config. There we go. Takeoff config is normal, so that's good. Flaps 1 set, speed brake armed. I think we're looking good here. Release that parking brake. Up top looks good. We can get ready for takeoff. Let's see how this goes. I have control. On the PFD it's showing. Flaps 1, speed brake arm. So we're looking good here. Let's get ready for the takeoff. This is Payware Airport. The Zurich is going to be FsimStudios from the Microsoft Flight Sim Marketplace, and the Ibiza is from IniBuilds, which is on the Marketplace, but I got it from the IniBuilds store. Link in the description to both of those as a note if you are interested in adding those sceneries for yourself. All right, we're going to be getting ready to set power here, and we'll get on out of here. All right, takeoff. $80 knots, neutral. rotate. Positive rate, gear coming up. And we're on the departure. Beautiful departure on out. Now we're just gonna focus on the screen here and watch to make sure that we are on track. Power can do climb power, put the nose down a little bit, according to the PFD. Still hand flying. A little bit windy, for sure. Oh my goodness, why are we all over the place? I'm not even moving the stick that much. Alright, we'll engage the autopilot. Autopilot engaged. Throttle is at climb power. Checked. Gear is up. Checked. We'll be throwing in the flaps up here soon. Right now we can disarm that, and that's already off, so we're just on the climb out right now. Alright, flaps up. Alright, so flaps are up 0 degrees, gear is up, checked, and speed brake is up. Everything's looking good here. We're going to go to our FMC page, which is going to be on flight plan. There we go. And that can also be on flight plan, because why not? Alright, we're going to be on our climb out here. Also, standard pressure can go, which I don't know if it's a push. Okay, we'll have to do this side too. There we go. And we'll just continue our climb out here out of Zurich. It definitely is a little bit windy and a little bit turbulent on the departure out of Zurich, but the winds were nothing wrong. On SimBrief, what's it telling me on SimBrief for our cruise winds? 41 knot winds. That's at the 330, so not sure what the winds are right now. It's what, 8 knots cross from the right side, so not that bad. But right now, climb out's looking good. It's a VNAV climb, not an open climb, so that's looking all right. But right now we can turn off the landing lights. I'm going to keep the seatbelt sign on just because it is a little bit bumpy, but we'll turn off the landing lights and continue our climb. All right, so up top we'll turn off our landing lights here, and that's it. Landing lights off. People can go on their phones. I don't know why there even is a switch for that. But those stay on, off, and seatbelt sign we're just going to keep on just a little bit. Maybe we'll wait till we're above 20,000 and then we'll go from there. Alright, so we're approaching our cruise altitude here, our flight level 330. Now, we are in the clouds, but we have a headwind, and it's not turbulent at all. We'll take a look up top here, and we'll turn that seatbelt sign off since it's not turbulence happening. So that's good there. But yeah, right now we're flying through clouds. Visibility is awful, but now that we're at our cruise altitude, we'll just continue cruising at flight level 330 until our top of descent. Seatbelt signs off. Flight's calm, just nothing to see out the window, unfortunately. But for now, just sit back, relax, enjoy the rest of the flight, and I will see you guys once we are at our top of descent. Alright, right now we're going to be starting our descent here down to 3,000 feet. Now, as we take a look here, it's going to probably give us 4,500 as there's an altitude restriction to descend down to. So that'll be fine, but right now we're just going to continue our descent here on our way down to 3,000 feet for that localizer and ILS approach into Ibiza. Everything's looking good right now. Flight's smooth into Ibiza, and the winds are only a 4-knot tailwind, so not that bad. But we'll just continue our descent here and make our way on down. Once we get to about 10,000 feet, just below, that's when I'm going to turn the landing lights on and seatbelt sign on. Unless it gets a little bit more turbulent, then I'll turn the seatbelt sign on before. But for now, we're just going to continue our descent on our way down to about 10,000 feet, do our approach checks there, and then get ready for landing. Right now we have the speed brake out, just so we stay on our descent path here. So everything looks normal for our descent rate into Ibiza. All right, right now we are coming up to our 10,000 foot mark, so we'll take a look up top here, and we'll start getting all our lights on. Landing lights on, wing light on, and seatbelt sign on. And there's no mobile light on, which I don't understand this light, so I'll just keep it on for now, since people need to focus in case of any emergencies. Nose light we won't turn on until our gear is down, but otherwise everything up top looks good. For the landing, we're going to have to go auto brakes and medium, unfortunately, because I can't get the diagram. It doesn't say it's showing up. So auto brakes medium, and then we'll arm the speed brake as well. But right now we're really reducing speed here to get ready for the approach coming up very shortly. Alright, so we're going to take control of the speed ourselves. We're just going to pull that. There we go. Keep it on 220, but our own speed. Brakes are medium. Speed brake, we're going to arm it. Speed brake arm, checked. Brakes medium. And then we already know our landing lights are on, so that's all good there. As soon here, we're going to be turning right base for the runway, and we'll end up getting our speed brought down and flaps brought out eventually. One thing I'm going to do right now, actually, is I'm going to turn on our landing system, and so we can see our glide slope and localizer show up on the screen for the approach. And then once we are on the approach phase, I'm going to start reducing the speed on its way down. Slowly as we get closer to the airport. Speed brakes armed, auto brakes are set. We just have to do flaps and speed and gear down pretty much, and we're ready for the landing. All right, standard pressure can go down to 1.4, same on this side. And continue with our descent here. Yep, that's right. Speed air, that's correct. I'll continue getting onto the approach here very shortly here. All right, we'll click the localizer button because localizer is coming up. There we go, localizer grabbed. And then we'll be getting the glide slope here very shortly. Beautiful descent rate, beautiful approach coming in. And we're beating the weather. Like you guys can see, the crappy weather is starting to cover Ibiza. And we're lucky that we'll be landing just as the weather's about to cover up. So we will be able to see some of the scenery and everything as we approach here too, which will be nice. All right, 200 knots. Hopefully you guys enjoy the flight sim video, and hopefully you guys enjoy this landing. Make sure I remember my replay, so we actually have a nice replay to look at. All right, flaps 1. Jesus, we just pitched heavily down. No clue there. And then we'll hit the approach button here very shortly as we continue our descent. We're going to be stopping at 3,000 feet anyways, and they want us to stop at 3,000 feet to get the glide slope at this airport, so we'll be okay. Everything will look good here. Everything's looking good right now, which is good to see. And we got some scenery, which is nice. No, like, yes, you can see the weather starting to engulf and cover, but at least we'll be able to see some scenery, which is what I wanted, because this is a pay-where IniBuilds airport. I'll click the approach here so we can get that sorted. And gear down. Start bringing this all the way down. Now, if I take a look at our FMC, landing 127, approach 132. There we go. Speed set. Going full flaps here. Flaps full. Check. Speed brake arm. Auto brakes. Gear down. And nose light can come on. There we go. And everything's looking good here for the landing. Got a bit of a tailwind. That's not the best, but Shouldn't be a problem. Go around 5,000. There's the airport in sight.
$2,500.
Check 2,500. Winds are dying down. It's about a 4-knot tailwind by the time we get to the runway there. Can't guarantee this will be good because I haven't flown this airplane for so long. It's been a while since I last flown this plane. I got a 3-knot tailwind. That's not bad at all. We'll disengage autopilot here very shortly. Let's bring our speed down though to 127. Landing speed. Autopilot disengage. I have control of my aircraft. Here we go. First landing in this beast. Been a while. It has definitely been a while. Autopilots are still going to be engaged because we're an Airbus, so it's very simple for this.
100 above.
Checked.
Minimum.
Continue. Got some stuttery movements here.
500.
We're watching that threshold.
400. 300. 200. 100. 90. 80. 70. 60. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
Not the best, but we're on the ground. Touchdown versus green. Pretty hard landing, I bet. I'll check what Volanta tells me, but it's probably gonna be a hard landing. And reverses green decel. The approach and the glide slope descent path, that was alright, but the landing, not the best. Reverser stowed. Alright, and we'll take this exit right here. Welcome to Ibiza, everybody. The party island. Alright, Foxtrot 2 we take. The sounds and everything in this aircraft is so nice and realistic, it's awesome. Alright, we'll just quickly clean up the aircraft here. Alright, flaps up. We'll turn left here. just have to take a look up top here and get that EPU started. This can go to taxi. All the random lights can go off. And that's looking good up top. Stop right there. Perfect. Okay. All right. Parking brake is on. Checked. We'll go up top. Everything up top looks good. APU is running. We can now turn off the engines and deplane the aircraft. We'll turn off our beacon light and we'll call up. Actually, before, let's turn our seatbelt sign off. There we go. And now we will call up the jetway and get this aircraft deplaned. While we're getting the jetway onto the aircraft here, we're going to go to our EFB ground. Looks like we're going to be boarding door 1 left. We'll get our chocks on, GPU, and then we also want to turn our brake fan on so the brakes can cool. Because if we take a look at our brakes, which I'm going to say it's probably under, where is it, wheels? Yeah, right now they're 140 degrees Celsius on each of them pretty much, so it's pretty interesting though. So we got chocks and GPU connected, doors open, jetways connected. Everything up top looks good. We can also actually turn off our APU because we don't need that no more because our ground power is going to be on. There we go. Exterior power 1 and 2. There we go. All good up there. And now we'll deplane the aircraft and get everybody off the airplane. All right, as you guys can see in the right there, our passengers are getting off the aircraft. Our luggage and crates will be coming off the aircraft. That's going to do it for this flight, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this flight from Zurich to Ibiza with the IniBuilds A350-900 as Edelweiss or Edelweiss, however you pronounce it. This is a real-world flight that this airline does with this aircraft. The landing, we can take a look. It's probably not going to be good. Yeah, horrible landing, very bad landing, just over 300. So, hard. I'm still learning how to fly this A350. It's like, I mean, yes, I took a break for a month, so this is my first time flying it, but overall, nice flight. I enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like I said, it is a payware Zurich Airport and Ibiza. I'll have a note in the description to where you can get those airports from. One's from the IniBuilds website, one's from the marketplace on Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and flight. If you do, consider subscribing, turn that notification bell on so you won't miss a new video. And like always, thank you guys very much for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!